you,
like
Danielle. Thank you.
Yeah, Alicia, that's what we're saying. We're like, yo, we're trying to give you guys a good experience. We're not trying to be jerks. Just Instagram stopped working, so we had to restart the stream and it messed the audio up. But now we got it, so we're good. All right, let's get into it. Came So Far by Keno Journey.
Car about to go crazy. I done came so far. 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 I was in and out of darkness, back and forth moving cautious, barely holding on, sick to my stomach, I'm feeling nauseous. Wasn't nothing on my plate, a nigga sometimes I cry, I can't hide these tears. I'm scared out my mind, gotta fight these fears. Steady fighting with demons, praying to the Lord I don't see them. And if they're looking, then I'm right here. I done came so far. 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 Used to having nothing in the tank, now a nigga laughing to the bank, saying what it was and what it ain't. Some be real, some be fake. Gotta keep the grass cut for the snakes. I just wanna put the diamonds in her face, whoa, whoa. Call her, tell her, pull up to my place, whoa, whoa. Baby, do you wanna go and stay, whoa, whoa. Just let me know, because I done came so far. I done came so far. I done came so far. I done came so far.
All right, that was Came So Far by Keno Journey. I like that. It gave me, like, you know when Tori does more Afrobeatsy stuff?
Yeah,
like
totally.
dancehall-y Afrobeatsy stuff.
Yeah.
So this is not only one of the genres that I personally make. I love listening to this genre. I have always loved listening to this genre. I'm a big fan of Afrobeats. I'm a big fan of dancehall music. I love Caribbean music, African music. That's the vibe that it was giving me. This, low-key, and I'm not saying to buy a feature, especially not for this expensive, Tori would be an amazing feature for a song like this, right? Voice and tones match pretty well. If not Tori, an artist like Tori, right? Stuff like this, I feel like it was a little short. I would have loved another verse out. You know what I mean?
It's at 2:24.
Well, and I if you slap the feature on there, especially like a bigger feature.
But features are very, very tricky because first of all, they're super expensive. Secondly, you're just because a famous person features on it doesn't guarantee it to have even more traction, because it really depends on the marketing. If they're willing to post content or not, because that has to be negotiated
absolutely
within the agreement.
And my thought is more so just for a tone switch. I think his tone stays kind of the same throughout the entire thing. So somebody to balance out, whether it's somebody with
but
a
don't you think Tori has a very similar texture to Keno?
But he's on the higher end.
Keno's vocals sound super thin and trebly,
which I'm about to literally show them how to fix. Joel's super sick. No, I just fucked my throat up, voice up. But so here's the thing. All right, so we're gonna pull this up, right?
Yeah, because there's no warmth, there's no girth to his voice.
Girth is crazy. There's no girth. You don't got a girth, bro. Jane said you got no girth. Get your girth game up, bro. That's nuts, literally. But I'm going to show you guys.
What's wrong with that?
I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, so we got the Ableton EQ here, right?
Yeah.
When you're talking about treble, you're talking about typically this area right here. I don't know if you guys can see on the actual EQ. It's pulling about 2K.
I don't think they're going to be able to see the number, so if you could specify.
No, I got you. It's about at 2.74. So anywhere between 2.74 to like 3 to 5K. Like this whole area, 2K to 5K. This area is what's going to make your vocals sound harsh, okay? harshness, like when your voice sounds aggressive, right? It's in this area. Now, when your voice sounds tinny, like super, super bright, I'm going to show you guys. I'll just use this one. Same thing in this area. This whole area, 8 to like 11K.
8 to 11-ish.
Yeah, this is where your issue is going to be. Now, if you're an engineer here, you want to watch, with a voice like this, you want to watch these areas, 8 to 11, and then like 2 to 3. And then what you could do, if we're talking about boosting, adding some body to a voice, not if you have a boxy vocal, very different. But if you want to add some body, something around 4-ish, 5-ish, 3-ish.
Depending upon
the vocal. It depends on the vocal. But good stuff around this area could happen to a thin vocal if you boost properly. You want gentle boosting. You don't want this. You want...
The problem with a lot of these indie artists that are engineering
like
their stuff is actually they don't subtract, they add all the time. So the number one thing is you want to get rid of the noise first,
yes,
guys.
Which is why I specifically brought up cutting first. Yes. You don't want to... Most problems get fixed by cutting. If you got a boxy vocal and you take away the boxiness, it actually makes the vocal brighter. It makes it more punchy because you remove boxiness. Removing things and adding things happen in different sequences. I typically like to do them separate. Literally have them on 2 different EQs. But when I am cutting, I'm always cutting first. If it's harsh on the high end and on the mids, I will again 2 to 4-ish, 2 to 5-ish.
Oh, they didn't mix the song.
No. But I just, I know this is educational. No. I know you didn't, Devon. But I want to make sure other people get the value from it too. Because a lot of people send in songs that are this harsh. But yes, 2 to 5K is where your vocal's going to be harsh. 8 to 11K is where it's going to be too bright.
Devontae, Keno is super... There's something very special about Keno. I think that's like the 4th or 5th song.
Very talented.
Okay, Devontae, you're Keno's manager. He's definitely has something. He has something.
Absolutely.
Like, and it's like, it feels familiar, but it still feels, I don't know, that it's a feeling that normally I don't get.
Yeah, no,
you know?
he sounds already famous.
He does. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a really good thing.
But that's a real sign.
It's a rough thing to afterwards. Everything after that has to match that. Like, he's selling me something that sounds luxurious already. So, like, the aesthetics got to match.
And I like this song more than the other songs that you've sent.
Yeah, I like this Afro thing that he's
like
doing.
this, and I like the style. I like the lyrics. I like that you started with the hook. I like that the hook was singable and we could remember it. But I think for somebody that sounds like a star already, it really comes down to polish. And normally I wouldn't say that to everybody else.
Yeah.
But for you, I would say now the next step is to beef up your production
and gear
and the gear and the sound and the mix.
Can
and
I give an example of how I just did that? I just bought, I just got a Manly reference mic. Manly reference mic is a tube mic. A tube mic on him is going to beef up his low end, which he needs.
Right, and Mike is everything at that point for you, right?
Yes.
But also the room.
Well, and I can tell you this as like I am...
Treatment.
I literally just I got the Manly reference. It's like a rent-to-own program that Audio.Store is offering right now. And the first person I recorded out the gate, it was just mic and preamp. Sounded amazing.
Nice.
Just out the gate because of the gear. The gear's going to matter. And for his voice, because of how thin it sounds, you really got to watch the stuff that you record him with.
And also the second verse, I know I'm being very picky, but like that little transition that you guys did, a little cut on that guitar, to me, that was a little lazy. It just felt like you just added that just to add something. I think you can do better. For me, I'm trying to tell you things that I like that are applicable to you in your place, and because he already sounds like an artist that would be on the radio, now you have to compete with the volume on the radio, with the production on the radio, with the delivery on the radio, with the arrangement on the radio. And so I would really focus on the details.
Yeah. Which I know is going to be hard. He did let us know the situation.
I know.
Is going to be a little rough, but he's there. Artist-wise, he's there. He understands his voice. He knows his sound.
I mean, he can rap too. We heard him rap. And
very talented.
Just it comes down to polish at that point.
Yeah. And again, the big problem when it comes to gear, guys, like you can't make something that it's not, right? Once you cut it, if it's thin, you can't fix it.
Yeah.
You want the capture to be as good as possible. And we heard there's a couple people in the comments on Instagram that were saying, so you always want to subtract the EQ first. Absolutely.
Yes.
You don't want to add compression or anything else to a problem. You're going to make a bigger problem. You want to control the problems first, and then you can get a little busy with it.
Yeah.
Very talented. Amazingly talented. I really, really like Keno. At this point, he's been consistent.
Yeah, I want to hear stuff now, though. You know, like what he records now. You know, yeah, I know.
Well,
yeah.
Somebody says gain matters in mixing because if you boost the volume, exactly. Also, capture is important because if you turn something up that was quiet, it turns up the noise too. Capture matters. Capture matters. The gear matters. All of this matters. I just made a post about this.
But also, I do want to say, just because you get a good mic doesn't mean that it's going to work, because it also has to do with the room and the treatment of the room.
And the artist, different voices sound good on different mics.
That is true, too. So for certain genres, too, there are certain mics that people prefer. So all of these things you guys have to, you know.
Yeah, you got to find your mic. I know artists that literally travel with their mics.
Yes.
I recommend it.
I know some artists that record on USB mics.
And I hate them because when they call me and ask me to mix their shit, I'm over it. All right. Up next, we've got You'll See by Soul funk pop music. Let's hear.